Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sing for Hope, our open arts program. So happy to be with you today. I'm excited because guess what? We have an amazing singer, songwriter, acoustic guitarist, Broadway performer. I'll get to that in a second, but I have to talk all things Sing for Hope first. Sing for Hope has been around since 2006. Their mission is to keep the art of music, the art of song alive. And in this pandemic, they have done just that. They started a new initiative called Sing for Hope Grams, where they got Broadway performers to sing to people through the phone, send messages. We would do corporate events. We would do events for loved ones, people within the Sing for Hope family. Fantastic. And then it developed into this open arts program where we bring you Broadway talent right to your living room. And Open Arts is Sing for Hope's virtual arts programming platform, which brings great concerts by top talent to you live right now. It's always free and open to everyone. Open Arts is supported 100% by donations. That's right. Everything is donation-based, so whatever you want to give us, whatever you want to throw us, we will use, and we will keep employing all of the great New York City talent and beyond. New York City and beyond, I should say. But I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to get off this because I'm going to introduce our performer today, Pierre. How are you? Come on down.
Hello, Nathan. How are you, mate?
I'm doing well. I'm in Arizona right now, just enjoying the sunshine. Are you
Uh,
in New York City? I feel like I've seen this apartment before.
yes, you have. I am in my apartment in New York City, up in Harlem, and it's honestly like the weather's turning a bit. It's not been as scorching hot, so it's been great.
Good. Well,
Yeah.
what have you been up to this summer?
Oh my gosh, I've been busy. As like the pandemic has done so much to all of us in the industry. I've been involved a lot in the Broadway community as a filmmaker for dance. So I've been doing a lot of filming, taking a lot of influences from sort of commercial hip hop and then sort of the golden MGM grand era of musical theater and combining that into just dance on film for the last year. And that has kept me honestly insanely busy, as I know you know, but I'm not sure as many people know at home. But it's so nice to still be connected to our community as I continue to be a musician and a singer and, doing cabarets like these and some performance opportunities. But honestly, just staying busy and getting excited for like the real deal to come back.
Amazing. Well, we
Yeah.
are happy to have you. We're happy that we can take you away from that busyness so that you can
Yes.
play some guitar and sing. Like I had said to you before, this style is everything. I love the hat. And ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Pierre.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, everyone? Thank you so much for coming and just listening in today. You'll notice my accent. So I'm not from here. I am originally born and raised in Cape Town, South Africa. I have a French mother and a South African father. And I'll get more to that a bit later. But I'm going to start with a very classic song that's very near and dear to me that sort of sets up my whole set today. And I hope you enjoy it. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye. And it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. Well, I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. All the cattle are standing like statues. All the cattle are standing like statues. They don't turn their heads as they see me ride by. But her little brown maverick is winking her eye. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. Well, I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going All the sounds of the earth are like music. All the sounds of the earth are like music. The breeze gets so busy, it don't miss a tree. But an old weeping willow, well, she's laughing at me. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. Way hell, I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going. Oh, what a beautiful day. Yeah.
So good. So good.
Thank you. For anyone at home that is who doesn't know that, that is "Oh What a Beautiful Morning" from the musical Oklahoma. I love that song. It makes me smile so much. It's such a great version. That specific version is from the most recent Broadway revival of Oklahoma that happened at Circle on the Square. It happened in the Round. The man who came up with that arrangement, it was a combination of Daniel Kruger, the arranger, and Damon Dunner, who played the guitar and played Curly there. It was a really interesting, exciting production that didn't really change much about the text of the show, but really changed your perspective on it, which I really, really loved. Yeah, and between you and me, between Nathan and I at least, because he'll appreciate this. The show's going out on tour, and I have a final callback for that in 2 days' time. So we will see if that works out.
Sending you all the good vibes, all the good vibes.
Thanks, Nate. But I connect so much to that material. And what's really funny, because despite like the hat, and I feel like I look kind of American folksy today, I am so just not from here. And I came to so much of this like American music and sound, that folk, American classics, so much later in my life, because not everything sort of jumps, or gets on the ship and travels all the way to South Africa. Especially when I was growing up, we weren't as connected with the internet. So I love, I'm taking you through a journey today of my favorite music connected to musicals, tangentially or not, that I discovered later in life, that happen to be American classics. And it's going to be songs that you probably know like you've never heard them. I'm a musician and a jazz pianist first, and a guitarist is my second instrument, but it's been such a love for me during this time. And I just want to share all of those things with everyone at home and with my good friend Nathan Lucrezio. So this next song, look, I love music that makes you smile just from the first few notes. And a group and a band that were really great at that were the Temptations. And they have a musical on Broadway right now, tangentially related to Broadway. It's called Ain't Too Proud. And they're coming back, which is really exciting. And it's about the life and times of the Temptations. It's a jukebox musical where they use their music and describe their life. And I want to play a little mashup of a couple of my favorite tunes from them that I'm sure you'll know and will also make you smile. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. Well, I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, I'm talking about my girl. Each day through my window, I watch her as she passes by. I say to myself, you're such a lucky guy to have a girl like her is truly a dream come true. Out of all the fellas in the world, just my imagination running away with me. It was just my imagination, and it was running away. Said it was just my imagination once again. Oh, running away with me. It was just my imagination, and it was running away. Yeah, it was running away. Yeah, it was running all through my mind.
Hey.
Hey.
Pierre, your voice is like, it's just so smooth and so buttery. And I'm curious how you sort of found your own sound.
Oh, thank you. First of all, that's very nice. That's a good question because it's like I could talk about it forever, but there's this weird thing that happens to a lot of foreigners, where our accents and our voices, the places where they intersect, are really different. Like, if I really sang in my natural accent all the time, which I never do, it's just not the way that like music comes to me. Things would like my tone sounds different, and I've gone through like this big discovery of like trying to sound really American some days and really South African other days, and I think it comes from a lot of influence from like soft, smooth jazz voices that I've listened to growing up, and just trying to lean into that. Like one of my favorite tones on a singer is a guy by the name of Jamie Cullum, and he really sings in like his voice, and there's something that really speaks to that, and I've been trying to approach whatever that is to feel authentic that way, and I think it's the soft, smooth jazz music that I like, and then just trying to find where. Now I've spent a decade in America and born and raised for 18 years in South Africa, like where those things all intersect. So that is honestly like a deep existential question you just asked me.
I love it. Keep singing. Keep bringing those smooth tones to us. We're loving it.
Yeah, I will. Let me just like push to another artist. I knew about this artist before I came here. I didn't really know the Temptations before, but Elvis Presley is someone that really, really influenced me and I really loved. He has two musicals tangentially related to Broadway. The one is All Shook Up, which is a jukebox musical not based on his life, but it does use his music to tell a different story. It's a great show, actually. And then the other one is called $1 Million Quartet. Now, the $1 Million Quartet is about the $1 Million Quartet who made the album. If you don't know who that is, it's Jerry Lee Lewis, Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, and Elvis Presley. It's a really fascinating show, and it's about the making of that album. And I discovered this next song while I was supposed to play Elvis in a version of that, and I didn't end up doing it because I did another job. But I really fell in love with this song and really fell in love with Elvis's ability not only to be a rock and roll star, but to sing a ballad. And I'm going to sing that for you now. Oh, well, I'm tired and so weary, but I must go along till the Lord comes and calls me away. Oh, yeah. Well, the morning's so bright and the lamp is alight, and the night is as black as the sea. Oh, yeah. There will be peace in the valley for me someday. There will be peace in the valley for me. Oh Lord, I pray there'll be no sadness, no sorrow, no trouble I see. There will be peace in the valley for me, for me. Well, the bear will be gentle and the wolf the night. Night is as black, black as the sea. Oh yeah. There will be peace in the valley for me someday. There will be peace in the valley for me. Oh Lord, I pray. There'll be no sadness, no sorrow, no trouble, trouble I see. There will be peace in the valley for me, for me. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. Well, I heard you were like this. That was just a lie. Yeah, they heard you was heartless. That was just a lie. You ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. Woo! Saturday. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Woo! Oh, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. Yeah, Elvis Presley.
Not only does he sing, folks, he rips on the guitar. How
Oh,
dare.
thank you. If anyone picked that up through the sound change, I dropped my pick during that song. But we soldiered on. We soldiered on.
That means that you're really good, because I feel like whenever anybody does that, it's like a, you know,
Yeah.
almost like a test. Like, can
Yeah.
they do it?
I couldn't give you any Elvis without doing a little classic rock and roll. So, for anyone who loves themselves some Elvis Presley, that was for you. I was saying a bit earlier, my folks are, I'm sort of like a multinational person. My folks met in the circus. They were circus performers in Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus. So if you saw Ringling Brothers throughout the United States, anywhere between the early 70s to the late 80s, you most likely saw my folks as trapeze artists in the circus. They were flying trapeze artists. And I just love them so much. My mother's a Belgian lady. My father's from South Africa. And they just inspired me to do what I do. And, you know, growing up and being born in the circus and watching them fly and being really so just overwhelmed with the magic of it all. I truly wouldn't be where I am and who I am, you know, without them. And the only relation to this next song that story has is the word fly. But somehow every time I hear this song, I think of them. And this one is for them. And I'm sure you'll know it and love it too. Fly me to the moon and let me gaze among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. sudden day. Sudden bang, sudden in other words, hold my hand. Sudden in other words, baby, kiss me. I said, fly me to the moon and let me gaze among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, please be true. In other words, in other words, in other words, I love you. Yeah. Oh, that is Fly Me to the Moon. It's made famous mostly by Frank Sinatra, sung by a lot of people. You know what's so funny about this specific situation is that I'm currently on Zoom right now. I think a lot of people, or most of anyone watching right now is on YouTube. So hi to all of you on YouTube. This time has been so strange and lovely and exciting in ways. It's helped me grow, but also so funny to be sitting here performing to gray boxes and trying to extract joy from that. And I think I'm honestly finding it easier these days because everything is so close. It's so close to coming back and returning, and I just feel like we're close, and that just feels really exciting for the world to be making its way back to normal. At least that's the energy I'm putting out into the world these days. This next song I'm going to do for you, I made my Broadway debut in a show that Nathan Lucrezio, your host, knows very well. It is called Aladdin the Musical. He has done it. He did it for many years. I was on the touring company for about a year and a bit, and then I came to the New York company in that show. I have so many stories about Aladdin and my love for it, but the few that really connect to me are that when I was 16 years old, I came to New York City for the first time with a group that was doing this traveling UN thing, and they bought us tickets to a random musical, and I'd never seen a musical before. And they bought us tickets to a show called Mary Poppins, and Mary Poppins was at the New Amsterdam Theatre. Now, flash forward 10 years later, I got to make my Broadway debut in Aladdin the Musical that happened to be in the exact same theatre, the New Am, that Mary Poppins was in. So I got to go to the seat I sat in at 16 years old and look down and really be like, wow, I felt like not only did the city call me and inspire me, but, that specific theater was it very much felt like welcome home. I'd spent a bunch of time on the tour with Aladdin. The company has a very home-like quality. The Broadway company is very welcoming, and the whole thing about it felt like welcome home. And as an immigrant to this country, anyone who's gone through that process in any way, shape, or form will tell you that sense of home is always fleeting and something you yearn for. And it was such a beautiful time for, and so poignant for me for a show to be like, you belong here, and you've always belonged here. And so what I'm gonna do is play you, I'm an Aladdin understudy in the show, I'm a dancer in the ensemble, and I'll play you my own version of a classic, beautiful Alan Menken ballad that'll always hold near and dear to my heart. Here we go. I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride, a whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where go or say we're only dreaming. Unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling to that endless dying sky. A whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. But when we're way up here, it's crystal clear that now I'm in a whole new world. A whole new world, don't you dare close your eyes. Hold your breath, it gets better. I'll chase them anywhere. There's time to spare. Let me share this whole new world. A whole new world. That's where we'll be. A thrilling chase, a wondrous place for you and me. Yay, a whole new world.
Well, I have to say, everyone, if you can find Pierre on TikTok, he has a video of him singing Proud of Your Boy, correct?
Yes, it is Proud of Your Boy. Yeah.
I've watched it. It sounds great. So go find him. Go listen.
A little TikTok plug. Let me just say, for anyone out there that doesn't like TikTok, I maybe have lost you right now, but that's okay. It's of being a kid of the social media generation, it is the most fun in that environment I've had, and most low stakes, most like the least affecting of my brain. I laugh, I get inspired, I learn things. It's truly really like great in a lot of ways. And like a lot of social media can be pathetic. If you don't want to investigate TikTok, don't. But if you're on the fence, I'm telling you, it's the best time I've had on social media ever.
And go follow Pierre.
And go follow me.
Follow Pierre Marais.
Yeah. For content like you're seeing right now. It feels crazy. It feels crazy to say. Okay, let's keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I was saying a bit earlier that I am a jazz pianist. That is sort of my in. You heard a little bit earlier. I was doing a little bit of scatting. That's a jazz thing done often made quite popular by Ella Fitzgerald, and just several other wonderful jazz singers. This next song is the first jazz standard I ever learned. It also always reminds me of my mother, and I think you'll see why in about a verse and a chorus. You'll know why. Here we go. The falling leaves drift by my window. The autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long. And soon I hear old winter song, but I miss you most of all, my darling. When the autumn leaves start to fall, c'est une chanson qui nous ressemble. Toi qui m'aimais et je t'aimais. Nous vivions tous les deux ensemble. Toi qui m'aimais, moi qui t'aimais. Mais la vie, c'est pas ce qui s'aime. Tout doucement, sans faire de bruit. Et la mer efface sur le sable. Elle part des mondes désunis. Since you went away, world, the days grow long. and soon I hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling. When the autumn leaves, when the autumn leaves, when the autumn leaves start to fall. Yeah, that is a song called The Autumn Leaves. That particular version is the Edith Piaf version that you will find in all French homes everywhere from now until eternity. My mom she used to sing that to me all the time. And my mom can do that sort of Edith Piaf, Jacques Brel, sort of backwards R roll that I could never do. Always very jealous of that. But it's a beautiful song, and it reminds me of her. It's what's really crazy is like Autumn Leaves is pretty sad, you know. There's the autumn leaves start to fall. I think of you, my darling. That's the idea in English, but all of that French that I just sang is this very like hyper dramatic, as French as you can be. It's sort of like the ocean washes away the footprints of two lovers' feet. As it's like the most poetically like intense thing that the French would do. You know, they'll hear the English version and then just like totally take it through the roof, which I think is incredible. You know, the French are always having French blood, having French family. They're just so dramatic sometimes. And it's really funny. I've watched a lot of French people try to learn to speak English. My mom's the same way, and she gets really frustrated because she tries to speak more poetically than she's capable of because the language is just so beautiful. But yeah, that's just a celebration of that and of her, because I miss her all the time. Yeah, I'm gonna take it.
Request something, Pierre.
Yes.
Would come on the program and maybe sing with you or do something. I'm just putting it out there.
Maybe. Look, it is a 7-hour time difference, so it is way past her bedtime right now. But that's not a bad idea. That'd be really fun. Oh,
We'll make it happen someday.
that's not really a great idea. Yeah. But speaking of piano, speaking of jazz, this person is the best, and that's what I have to say about that. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Boy, I'm so happy. Less than 1 minute. Oh, I never thought the love we'd be making one as lovely as she. So very lovely, made from love. Isn't she pretty? Truly the angel's best. Oh, I'm so happy. We have been heaven blessed. Darling, it could have not been done. Through us, he's given life to one. So very lovely, made from love. Isn't she lovely? Life and love are the same. Life is Aisha, the meaning of her name. Darling, it could have not been done. Through us, he's given life to one. So very lovely, so very lovely, whoa, so very lovely, made from love. Stevie Wonder, ladies and gentlemen, Stevie Wonder, the one and the only. I love that song. It's just like another one of those songs that I was sort of talking about in that same world of the Temptations, where you hear a few chords or a few, it's just some of the, music, and you're just in, and Stevie was so great at that, even with that, you can feel it all over, like, that everyone just, loves that, and, yeah, and I love that song's about a baby, and it's so pure, it's just what is life, and when someone becomes a parent, and, and then he can't see, you know, and that he hear you, the start of that track, you hear the baby, and that's sort of like getting a little insight into like that joyful laugh that the baby influencing him, influencing the song. Is a very special little tune, even though after so long and so much popularity, those things can sort of wash over you, you know. Yeah. Next up, I'm gonna do a song. I'm doing a lot of classics, a lot of things I think a lot of people know. But I'm gonna do something a little bit newer right now, but that somehow to me still feels like a classic. And I'm sure a lot of you, because of that, a lot of you already know this song. I have really like leaned into the guitar over the last year and a half. It is something that has just given me so much peace, and it kept me inspired. And this next song, any musician will tell you, any singer, and if someone's a musician or singer out there, that you'll pick up an instrument and your fingers will almost always go to this one tune or this one melody. And sometimes I have to like break that habit myself. But this is that tune for me, and I hope you enjoy it. And it's called Sunday Morning, and it's by Marais 5. Sunday morning, rain is pouring. Feel some color share some skin. Clouds are shrouding us in moments unforgettable. You twist to fit the mold that I am in. But things just get so crazy, living life gets hard to do. Sunday morning, rain is pouring, and I'm calling out to you. That someday will bring me back to you. That someday will bring me back to you. You may be all I need. In darkness she is all I see. And come and rest your bones with me. Driving slow Sunday morning, I never want to leave. Fingers trace your every outline. Oh yeah, yeah. I paint a picture with my head. Back and forth we sway like branches in a storm. Change the weather, still together when it ends. But things just get so crazy, living life gets hard to do. Sunday morning, rain is pouring, and now I'm calling out to you. That someday it will bring me back to you. And I'll find my way to bring myself back home to you. You may be all I need. In darkness she is all I see. And come and rest your bones with me. Driving slow, you may be all I need. In darkness, she is all I see. And come and rest your bones with me. Driving slow Sunday morning, never gonna leave. I'm driving slow Sunday morning, never gonna leave. I'm driving slow on Sunday morning. Never gonna leave. I drive slow on Sunday morning. Never gonna leave. Driving slow on Sunday morning. And I'm never gonna leave. Yay! Little Sunday morning for you. I'm feeling loose today. I did that ending was just because I was just freestyling a little on some of these today, which feels great. Nathan knows me. I've done one or two of these before, and I like to keep it a little fresh for myself. I love these songs. They feel like they play so well on guitar that I don't change it up drastically, but just keeping it fresh. That is like almost all the time I have left for today. For everyone who has come in, I'm gonna do one more song for you, and I just want to say that for me as a person, I find that time is the most valuable currency that we have. And I really appreciate anyone who just clicks on, a link to watch me sing a song, if it's one, if it's all of them. I really appreciate that. And I think, I would be doing this anyway. I think it's a lovely Thursday afternoon. I'd be in my apartment, and it's really great to be able to share it with people. So thank you so much for coming through. This next song, when I was away, so during the pandemic, I got stuck in South Africa. I went to go visit my family, and I got stuck because of just, no one could travel. And I'd not been away from New York City for that long, in such a long time. And it was the longest amount of time I spent at home. And no one really tells you when you become a New Yorker, right? There's these weird little rules that exist that are sort of like, well, you have to see like a rat 10 times in the subway and run into Neil Patrick Harris every other day. There's like these weird little things, but the reality is I think at some point you just know, and it's got nothing to do with years. It's got nothing to do with time spent or events that you've gone to. It's just, and when I was at home during this time, for the first time, I really knew I was a New Yorker, that I've spent a decade here. And as much as South Africa and Belgium defines me, now this is a place that defines me, and America. And I love that. I love that home is not really a word for me, and it's a feeling. And I had heard this song many times, and it never spoke to me until this year, which is probably a crime on my behalf, but it speaks to me now. Some folks like to get away, spend their holidays in the neighborhood, hop a flight to Miami Beach or in Hollywood. But I'm taking the Greyhound down the Hudson River line. I'm in a New York state of mind. I've seen all their movie stars with their fancy cars and their limousines, been high in the Rockies or the Everglades. But I know what I want now. I am wasting no more time. I'm in the New York state of mind. It's so easy living day by day, out of touch with the rhythm and blues. But I need just a little give and take. The New York Times, whoa, 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 the Daily News. It comes down to reality, and that's fine by me, 'cause I'll let it slide. Don't care if it's Chinatown or Riverside. I don't have any reasons, I left them all behind. I'm in a New York, I'm in a New York, I'm in a New York state of mind.
Everybody, give it up for Pierre Marais. You are so good, my friend. I really enjoy listening to you play. How can we connect to you? I know I kind of plugged TikTok a little bit, but how can we find you?
I think the thing I'm most active on is Instagram. It's just at Pierre Marais, my name. If you have it, come take a look. It's where I post things like this and just catch up on my life. Yeah, come and just say hi. And if you watch the concert and you liked it, just drop me a message. I'd love that. I'd love to talk to anyone who saw this.
Great. Well, we're so happy to have you. Keep on playing that guitar. I was going to say piano, but keep on playing that guitar.
All right.
And everyone, once again, Sing for Hope. Go to singforhope.org/calendar. We have a bunch of events coming up. We always have a live performance. We have a class. So I teach a Broadway movement class every Friday. We have Wake Up and Stretch with Adina Urshow. We have a bunch of other things going on. We just had a writing class at 2:30. So please get involved with our community. Tell your friends because we're not going anywhere. Even when the pandemic is over, we will still be here. So you have a safe place to come to listen to some music and connect with your favorite Broadway performers. I'm Nathan Crisio, signing off. Thank you again. We'll see you at the next concert, Pierre. Bye, everyone.
Bye.